Hi, lovers. Welcome to Relationships and More. We are your hosts, Cam
and Jay.
So, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
My hair. But
I mean, the people who are just strictly listening, they're not gonna see your hair anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. We on a real show, so yeah. Oh. Have some more of that, please.
Oh my God.
I just want one more scoop, please.
You know what? What you was supposed to be saying is what the topic was of the day was.
Sorry, y'all. I got sidetracked. Is that Butterfinger?
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite candies, and he has a blizzard like that, so
it's not a blizzard.
It made me sidetracked.
If it was a blizzard, it would have been better.
It's a blizzard.
If it was a blizzard,
what is it?
A milkshake.
That is not a milkshake.
That is a milkshake.
You have to eat it with a spoon. That's not a milkshake. All right, y'all, but seriously, okay.
First of all, before we even get on the topic of the day, I want to talk about Omar for just a minute. Omar, bitch. No, goddamn well, he just sent me this message saying I was silent. I was talking the whole time. I muted them for a minute, and then I went back and unmuted them, and I heard them talking. But, bitch, they wasn't talking to me. And I was like, you know what? Let me check and make sure my headset is on all the way.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you all don't know, he's a gamer. I'm pretty sure we kind of went over this in like our first episode or so.
Mm-hmm.
He is referring to one of his gamer friends that's online. So, yeah. But they're just playing. He's not angry for real. But
I'm not angry. I'm hangry. I know, I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and get to that topic of the day, because I know they probably like, bitch, you dragging this shit out. What we gonna be talking about today?
Okay.
It's been 2 minutes and 15 seconds. You still ain't done.
So, today's topic is religion in the LGBT community.
Them religious views.
The religious views, yeah. I know in our last episode we kind of touched on it when we were referencing our topic on the yin and the yang, like giving examples. So now, yeah, it's time to go into this religious views. You want to go?
I think I'm going to let you start it off.
You always let me start it
off.
off.
Because you do most of the talking on here. Because I just go in and then I elaborate, and when I elaborate, the shit be taking forever. Like, I go through and I break it down for the slow holes out there. Well, I don't want to say slow holes. But I break it down for people who might not get what the hell I'm talking about. Because they don't experience it. So you got to go through piece by piece.
Right.
And get it right.
I mean, it doesn't make anyone slow because they don't understand. I mean, ignorance isn't always a bad thing. You don't know, you just don't know. But getting into it, I'll start. So this topic kind of came about because I feel like this is something we should really discuss and take seriously in our community, in our LGBT community. I believe certain traditions, things that we were taught as kids. And this is your elaboration, huh?
Yep, church people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, taught as a kid that, like, being homosexual is a sin, it's an abomination, if you will, and basically trying to pray the gay out of you. It's...
Then they love to use Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
They love to use Sodom and Gomorrah. And I still haven't found a scripture that said it's an abomination. Have you found it?
I haven't found it yet.
Have you read the whole Bible?
I mean, I've read the whole Bible, but the Bible is so much that's in it, you can't remember every single detailed thing.
See, I'm that type of person that go through the book and I remember everything. Like, because I see it as a movie in my head. So, like,
that's a long movie, so if your memory that good, then kudos to you.
Excuse me.
But yeah, So I'll go ahead and start like with my story. As I was growing up, I was called gay a lot because I had a lot of friends that were girls. You know, I always surrounded myself with girls for whatever reason, and to me, I just felt like they had. Well, for one, they had more things interesting to talk about than just sports. You know, just having sex. You know what I mean? And like, no, I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, on top of that, like they appreciated, like it really was a friendship. I didn't feel like I had to compete. I didn't feel like I had to, oh, you think you better than me or whatever. Let me show you that. You know, I ain't have to worry about none of that. And it was taken like, why you always hanging out with girls? Oh, you must be a sissy, you must be a fag or whatever. And it's just like, it when it first started, and the crazy thing about it, it first started when I was in elementary school, and it was started by a female. But of course, she was bad, But she was just
You
like,
mean bad like she looked good, or she
no,
just a bad
bad
bitch?
like a badass.
Oh.
So
she was a slippery mouth bitch. Oh.
So yeah,
I'm very on tape. I told y'all ass that.
But she was just like, why you always hanging out with girls and playing with girls on the playground? You must be a sissy or whatever.
The weird thing is, before you get into your story, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting him.
Yeah, but it's okay.
But you already know I'm not gonna talk that many times.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the weird thing is, it's like it's always the girls that make the rumors. Like it's never a guy that comes off first and says some shit, because bitch, they mind their motherfucking business. But let some foul mouth, crooked tooth, fork wearing ass bitch come around and say something about it, and everybody turn eyes to it.
Well, it was crazy. Before she said that, I never thought anything else about it as far as having a whole bunch of friends that were girls. I mean, even like at the time, my closest like cousin was a female, my mom's sister's daughter. So I would always hang out with her. We like the closest like ever. You know what I mean? And
Are you talking about the one that's a lesbian now?
yeah.
Oh, you got a twin?
Not my twin.
What are you talking about then?
My aunt Cheryl's daughter.
Who was that?
Brittany. You haven't met her yet.
Oh, okay.
I have to introduce
I thought I
you.
did.
Mm-mm. But like, anyways, it just made me feel, I don't know, it just made me feel like, okay, am I doing something wrong because I'm hanging out with girls? Like, I don't understand. But again, I didn't let it become a situation where I I unfriended anyone. So, get to middle school / high school, and now, because I don't play sports, I'm more of like the artsy type of geek, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
that's me.
I love to draw.
I play with arts and crafts, baby.
Yeah, I love to draw.
Look on my old Twitter. I have like so many pictures. Like I made a J, like really like vampire-y. So like the theme was like spooky. And I made a snake wrap all the way around the J, and it came up at the top. Well,
I drew a similar picture. It was a naked lady, and she had a snake wrapped around her.
Is that supposed to be Eve?
No, I just thought it was just very sensual. I was caught up in that. For you fellow Aaliyah lovers, I was really caught up in the We Need a Resolution video, like when she had the snakes wrapped around and the snake scene. So I was a very big fan of Aaliyah. So it was, yeah. But anyways, getting back to the to my story or whatever, I can remember, and again, this is kind of explicit, guys, so I apologize, but
wait, are we gonna have to mark this video for explicit content?
I mean, it's not gonna be completely
it's
explicit.
Not gonna be that nasty, like what we were gonna talk about.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say, experienced some craziness in high school on the account of, I can remember a guy saying some very explicit things as far as what he said that I wanted to do to him. Like, he would always moon me and stuff, and like try to get me to look at his bare ass. And I kept just, I was getting frustrated because I'm like, that's very disrespectful. Like, stop. And then one day he said,
I'm sorry, that was so funny because of the way how you said it. That's very disrespectful.
One day he told me that I know I want to stick my bloop in his bloop. And I'm just like,
but I'm gay. Nigga, that's what you want?
But I'm gay. I didn't really say much about it because if I could go back and tell my younger self,
why the fuck can I hear him saying that shit? Why can I hear him saying that? Cause like, I don't know about y'all, but like every time I like hear something like bloop bloop bloop, it's like I go back and I play back in my head, and we be known did like a word sequence. So like, okay, well I know he said and then I know he said that other word so then I go back and replay it in my head, and it's so fucking funny.
Oh,
like if I was to go ahead and say it, like it would be so damn funny.
Oh my god!
But I'm listening though.
But like, I was thinking to myself, like, you calling me gay, but yet you made a statement like that. I'm not really understanding how I can be the gay one. And I couldn't understand. Everyone thought it was funny. Like, they laughed at it. And I'm just saying to myself, like, how can you laugh at something like that? It was one guy in there that kind of took up for me. He was just like, my nigga, like, why would you say something like that? That's so gay what you just said.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But
because apparently amongst the straight people, it's okay if two straight people go around and they fuck around, and just saying shitty little jokes like that. I can't say it because I'm gonna fucking bust out and laugh. But it's okay if they go around slapping each other on the ass, humping each other.
Right.
But the second you think that you around somebody that's gay, you start acting froggy, like. Them red flags.
And let us be very clear for those who feel that they're so homophobic, like every gay guy is gonna try something. Let's be very clear. Some of you main ones that are homophobes, and I'm apologizing right now, but y'all some ugly mofos for real.
Them niggas is ugly.
Like on some realness, like. The thing about it is, it makes me feel like you're that homophobic. Are you hiding something? Like, you trying to shine the light and deflect off yourself because you don't want no one else to know?
Now that's a read.
Hey, some of these...
Library, where you at, that's a read.
Well, some of these illiterate mofos need a reading. A lesson.
Read them, babe.
I'm just saying, like, it's very peculiar to me.
Ooh, peculiar, baby.
How some of these straight guys can be so, like, get your gas away from me, nigga. Like, I ain't with that shit. It just. And then later on, you see the same nigga on Jack. You're not even, like, they're right all the way over there. You all the way over here. First off, out of everybody, including females, how am I the one you spot out first?
Right. But
But you're not gay.
That's why they always say, take one to know one.
I'm trying to tell you. But getting back to, the whole situation, this same guy that I was talking about before that, used to always moon me and stuff, it was just so crazy how...
What are you calling it? Did you say moon?
Moon.
What the fuck is moon?
He took his pants down and showed me his bare ass.
Oh, so that's called mooning.
Mooning. mooning.
See. No, I'm saying see like as in Spanish, as in yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna do that again.
So, but throughout a couple of years of high school, anytime I was around him, he always had something to say. So finally, I just had enough, and I was just like, "Nigga, you gay." And so like he said something else. I was like, "Your mama." Of course I wouldn't, no disrespect to anybody, mama, but
Right.
I got kind of rowdy
sometimes you gotta
to
get
let
on
him
somebody
know I'm not
bald-headed ass
afraid.
man.
He was just like, "What you said?" I was like, "You heard what I said." So he thought I was gonna back down, but at this point, I'm just like, I done had enough of you trying to crack jokes.
It's been
What's
years,
up?
right?
What's good? You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared of you. So he, of course, somebody tried to break us up, and he gonna try to say some stuff like, "Yeah, you lucky he stopped." I'm just like, whatever.
Because
if you really wanted to, exactly,
you could have hopped your ass over here and got in the spot.
My point.
Because bitch, you don't want to date in the rain with me.
My point. But
that remind me of that story. That remind me of a story. But I'm gonna let you finish yours.
But even though he was one in particular, I remember it because he was the one that was the loudest of the bunch. But just, every now and again, just like certain times, dudes just like just saying random stuff that when I look back at it now, I'm just like, did you, being a straight nigga, really say this to somebody you thought that was homosexual? Now, mind you, at the time, I really didn't consider myself homosexual because I was attracted to girls. Like, I had girlfriends, but I don't know. I guess I was just too nice. I guess I wasn't considered masculine enough to be considered straight. I don't know. But, of course, it kind of, it's so crazy me bringing this up. Even though we're on this topic. Because even though we're on this topic, you're right.
Shit, I bit the fuck out of my jaw.
You're right. Mm-hmm. I know we're on the topic, about religion and LGBT or whatever, but like,
we gotta give you a dap of inside the life of an LGBT person, and then hop you into what the community does.
And experiencing that, before I told y'all that I was experiencing like my depression and everything and anxiety. Mm-hmm. A lot of the times then I would always go home and ask my mom those questions like, well, mommy, like if you were like my age and you didn't know me, like would you think I was attractive? Would you think that I was gay? Or like I don't understand why people look at me like I'm just so, like am I masculine enough for like, I mean it was a lot. I mean it used to be to the point even in pictures I just used to be like, ugh, I don't like how I look. Why do I look like that?
But
why my side? I used to did not like taking pictures like this to the side or whatever. I just really.
Why? Because
I don't know.
Is it because you gotta have like a femme face if you was to cut all of your stuff off and like really look at his face. Like his face would be so femme because first of all you turn him to the side now and you can see how pretty his. What is the fuck is they called? Eyelashes, right? The little fucking fat ass things up here. Yeah, the little eyelashes, and you can see them like they're pretty as day. And then you can look at his eyes, and they're like so mesmerizing.
Thanks,
you're welcome.
But like even back then, I used to like really doubt myself and my self-esteem and everything because my mom would always say, like, "Baby, you are so handsome. Like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise." But you know what? My thing always would be to my mom, well, if I'm so handsome, why don't nobody want me?
It ain't your time,
right? But of course, you can't tell that to a teenager. All we thinking of, we're very hormonal. Is that right? Hormones.
You can say hormonal. They really don't fucking matter. Who the fuck got a dictionary?
But
got a dictionary and gonna say that's not.
But then what? Somebody gonna comment under the well, actually,
that's the fucking thumbnail.
But it really like back then. Thinking about it now, I really had dealt with some inner demons with myself, and
but why?
I mean, again, just feeling just like that child that was alone. That it seemed like every time I went out in the world, someone always has something bad and negative to say, and I'm just like, I'm the nicest guy you ever run into. I don't bother anyone. Like, why is this happening? And back then didn't really realize the purpose of it, and even
It's that religion. It does play a big chunk on what somebody can believe.
And of course, tradition. I mean, again, it's very traditional. I mean, we now live in a society where being different is more so instilled, if that makes sense. I mean, me personally, my mom has always encouraged me to be different, to be myself. Don't be anyone else but you. You know what I'm saying? But like back then it was mostly, the dads like, okay, like you finna play some sports, you finna do something. You know what I'm saying?
Every time I played sports, I always talked to the boys. And I was young, like 5 years old. Probably. I don't fucking know. But every time I played sports, I always talked to the boys. Like, I would never, like, be so intact with, like, my brother he was very intact with football, and I just didn't find it interesting. I'd rather be at home, like, playing with fucking dolls and shit. I mean, like, building shit.
I was the same. Like, I didn't... It was so funny because I felt comfortable playing with my brother. Like, we would always play baseball. Bless you.
Ooh, shit.
You want some sun?
That roughened up my feathers.
Do you want a napkin or something? Some water, perhaps? Some CPR, maybe?
Some CPR?
Some oxygen?
Oh, baby, I'm good.
All right.
Damn, I smell like a smoker. You still have some drink in it?
No.
Fuck.
Get some water behind you. Get some water.
I'm gonna just smooth it out with this ice cream.
No, I want to open that one. No.
If you drink water and ice cream, it's not.
Man, drink that water. But I was that kid too. I always like to play with my Legos. I like to draw, play my video games. Now, mind you, with my brother, I used to quite enjoy a lot when we played baseball together. I used to enjoy shooting the basketball, you know what I'm saying? But as far as interacting with other,
men,
my age at the time, actually, it just was not really my style.
Because men don't act like that.
Right. Like, it just wasn't my style. So, you fast forward, of course, instilled in me anyway that I guess another part that made me feel uncomfortable with someone calling me gay was...
You didn't know yourself yet.
Number one, and number two, it was ingrained in me that it was wrong. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I don't want to be associated with wrong. So, number one, at the time, I wasn't thinking about other guys or other men. And number two, it was taught to me that being homosexual was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, someone calling you something that you were taught that was wrong, no, you don't want to be associated with that. So, that kind of,
Niggas dropping their pants and mooning.
Right. It just felt very, it felt uncomfortable. And, of course, because it was instilled in me that it was wrong, I was about 6 when I was molested. It was a member of the family, and it was so crazy because I knew that what this person is trying to do to me and trying to get me to do to them is wrong. I didn't even know exactly back then what sex was, but I knew what was happening. It wasn't right. So, I can remember... If my grandmother would have never said anything, it probably would have kept going on longer. But my grandmother, Lord rest her soul, I don't know how she knew, but I was taking a bath and she kind of like stormed in the bathroom and she was just like, I want you to look at me in my face, in my eyes, and you better tell me the truth. what did it do to you? So when I told her, I was scared because of how she was looking. Because, like I told you, my grandma, she ain't play no games. I was scared.
It's your grandma on your mom's side.
My mom's mom.
Yeah.
I
Is
thought.
that the one that's in that book up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a very beautiful lady.
Thank you.
I told you that when I first met you.
Thank you. She was livid. I was scared because, again, I'm a child. I don't want nobody to get in trouble. But she was livid. She told my mom. My mom rushed right up there. She was ready to beat his child. Finna go down.
The corpse.
But, like, seriously. But, I always, that kind of was kept in the back of my mind. Like, man, like, what's going on with me? When I later on in my years, like after I graduated high school and these certain feelings, kind of attraction to God started to come, confusion came. I started to feel like I started to blame that situation that happened to me as a child. Like, if that would have never happened to me, I probably could have had a chance to be normal and not have to ever worry about, thinking about a God or anything.
But that wasn't the case.
Of course, leading up to that. But
right.
I
just wanted to go ahead and like hit that on the head while we were on it. That wasn't the case. Like, you like me because you like me, and not because of somebody doing something to you.
Of course.
Like, even
I
if
knew
somebody did something to me that I don't like me. Like, I'm not saying, people. Hold on, let me go back. Somebody did something to me, but that doesn't, make me. Oh my God! Well,
it doesn't make you have to like that
make me
because,
like it because
it was done to you.
It was done to me.
And like I said, I get that now, but in the time of my confusion, that's all I kept thinking. If I never experienced this traumatic situation, maybe I could be normal like my brother. You know what I mean? Because, and you was over here when my mom had the conversation with me last week when she was like, we've been through worse than this, what you telling me about losing your job and, being depressed and everything. Like, you remember I told you the one thing that would really, really disappoint me is if you came out and told me that you were gay. Even though...
But that wasn't the case either.
It wasn't at all.
Because it was something else.
Huh?
It was something else.
What are you talking about?
Your mom told you. Are you here?
What are you saying? It was something else. You're losing me.
I don't know if I can say this out loud. So I'm sorry, Mama Jackie.
You can say that out loud.
I mean, I don't want to say that.
I mean, but
I'm saying, like,
okay.
That was one thing that she was saying. Okay, so killing yourself.
Committing suicide.
That was really her. That really cut the cake for her. Like, she really tossed gay out of the window and just said, you killing yourself is like very bad.
We already discussed even like years before now that once I came out to her that wasn't the case. Right. And I broke it down to her. But, again, being, dealing with this experience and why am I feeling like this towards guys? Why am I attracted to guys? In my mind, all I was thinking was, this is wrong, why is this happening to me? And fast forwarding it all the way to now, it's like I don't question why do I have an attraction to guys, you know what I mean? Like, the subject of being married to a guy is a little taboo for me still.
Oh, and I had questions about that, but I was like, never mind.
I don't know. I don't know right now at this very moment of my life if I can say absolutely I will marry a man, but like I can't say I'm happily.
Is that part of religion? Why you wouldn't marry a man?
Kinda, sorta. It kind of sort of is, like, it's just one of those things where...
So that's even one of the things that, we can just...
Yeah, we can
talk about and throw in there.
Yeah. But first, what I would address right now is, as far as me feeling that I'm going to hell for being. It's outside, babe.
Okay, I won't play that.
As far as the question, am I going to hell for being in love with another man? I don't believe that. The reason why I don't believe it,
hell is a spectrum.
But another reason why I don't believe it is because, due to my religion, my religious beliefs, my beliefs in targeted to my spirit and God and Jesus Christ, I don't believe that God rewards. I mean, you didn't even have to get up. You could have just held that until we finished.
I have to get that thing out. I mean, why are you being so efficient? You could have kept going.
They clearly see you gone. Come on.
Shit, that's the camera version. They don't know on the
Come on. Anyway.
I don't want that shit to be sticking on my table. I mean, our table.
Okay. Well, in my beliefs, my relationship with God, I just feel like in my relationship, I don't think that I would be as blessed as I am, or, you know, even right now in my process of finding my way, I don't think that I would be surrounded with as much love and happiness.
You don't think that you would be surrounded in much love?
I don't think I'd be surrounded in this much love if me being gay would send me to hell.
Well, I'm gonna look at it like this. Our God does not make mistakes.
Right.
Regardless on whatever God you believe in, child. I don't give a fuck if it was you believed in a pig being your God. Go off. You know what I'm saying? But a God does not make mistakes. Mm-hmm. That's just like you could walk outside and some people would be like, why did they take Timmy from me? Why did they take Timmy? Them taking Timmy won't add up until everything is a lesson. So them taking Timmy from you might not add up until 30 years from now when somebody else is telling the story of you. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Everything is a lesson to be learned.
And everything happens for a reason. It's a part of a great design for our lives. And I'm glad you brought that up because that's something else that I do honestly believe. I mean, I feel like even me being in a relationship with you right now, like, I believe it's for a reason for me to learn certain things about myself that I didn't even know or consider before, you know. And I feel like,
what have you learned?
Well, for once, I've learned to kind of like put my guns away and truly don't wait too late to trust somebody that really is there for you, that really wants to love you. You know, like, don't be afraid of one little petty argument or be afraid of, you know. So, you know, I don't know if you realized at first when you started coming over here often and spending the night and everything, how I kind of considered a lot of stuff like, you know, my stuff, you know, oh, you can go over there on my such and such, or you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't.
You didn't say that.
Well, that's how I felt.
Oh.
But
I didn't know that because, never mind, I'll tell you that.
But, but look, like, now I don't feel so possessive like that anymore because I trust that you're not gonna screw me over. Like, even now,
that's wasting my time and it's wasting yours.
And I understand that, but I'm letting you know I trust that now. Mm-hmm. You know, and even when I pray, when I always pray to protect us, I used to say, please watch over my apartment and our belongings. It's like now it's turned to please protect our home and our belongings. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I trust you enough that I don't feel like I have to be possessive. Like, I don't feel like I have to protect my stuff because I'm scared that he's gonna do something so drastic and hurtful.
If you feel like that, I shouldn't have even been in the picture in the first place.
And that's what I'm telling you. Like, I get that, but I'm saying, like, you have taught me how to trust that. Like, you know, just go for it.
Yeah,
Stop
because I
being
don't play
so.
no games. I'm very there in your face about certain things.
And I try to tell him, y'all, I get that, but I'm letting him know that I actually, this is the difference, is what you have taught me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying, I didn't say nothing was bad about what you were saying. I'm sorry, my time forever. What you said?
Wait, me, y'all.
You
know what?
are
No, we
just
gonna
kidding.
talk about that later.
And we are just kidding.
We are just kidding, Juicy, child.
We love you.
I love Juicy.
She is really
so
cute.
Cool. Especially when she about to fight that bitch on Little People.
I didn't even see that.
You should have.
I have to Google it.
She fucking picked something up and threw it at that girl. Anyway,
but
we supposed to be on topic.
but yeah, and it's so crazy because even one of the main reasons why it took me a while to come out to my parents was because of the whole religion thing, and you know, me feeling like, oh my God, they're gonna beat me and kick me out and all of that. The crazy thing about it, and again, you know, the connection that my mom has to me, she really knows her child. I didn't even come out to her. She had to literally like
pry it out of you.
Yeah, she had to groom it out of me. Like, she had asked me, and one day I just like let her know, and she took it way better. Yeah, why are you whispering?
I didn't want to expose you.
Well, it's exposing me now because you whispered
it. Well, can't nobody even hear me.
That's another subject we'll talk about later. But anyway, yes, it was after this.
Wait, you gonna talk about it on this podcast?
No, this was Hey, man. This was actually, I was in college at the time. She just noticed certain things that me and, you know, my best friend
Shannon.
Now you keep exposing people.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
But no, but like, we really were really good friends, and we ended up being in a relationship. But of course, to my parents, we were just considered just friends. And my mom, she just finally one day we came back from vacation, and she came home from work. She just like, look, please don't lie to me. Just tell me what's going on. Are you? And at first I tried to swear her up and down, but she just it's something that my mom does with her face that it pries the truth. I can't even do it. Like,
I feel like I know how to do it, but like
I can't even do it. It's something like But the next time we hang out,
that's probably because I'm a reader.
The next time we hang out with my mom, I try to see if she can do it.
That face, I know what you're talking about.
It's a certain face that she makes, and
it's kind of like she drop her eyes and she like look dead at you.
Yes, it's something in her eyes where it's saying, it's piercing through. Like, you can tell me the truth. I see it, and I already know, but just tell me the truth. Right. Be open. I'm not gonna do anything. Right. You can be open with me. I'm your mom. I love you. So, of course, when I finally broke it off, like, it actually went way better than what I thought. And it was so crazy because even after I told her and everything, it still was a minute before I actually told my dad. Like, my mom found out like in 2000. No, she didn't. She never told my dad. Because she felt like that was something which, mommy, if you ever watch this again, I thank you so much for respecting my wishes. Because I'm pretty sure, which is normal, a lot of other parents, you know, that's their husband. Of course, they going to let them know what's going on. But my mom respected my wishes. So that was 2009. And I didn't tell my dad about me until 2014 when my you know, ex, when we stayed together, Like, basically was just like, hey, if I'm gonna stay, you got to tell your dad. Like, he ain't gonna buy that. That's just my roommate. Like, you need to tell him. And on top of that, my mama kept saying, when you gonna tell your daddy? When you gonna tell your daddy? Your daddy needs to know. You need to tell your daddy. You need to tell your daddy. So finally, I invited my dad over to my apartment. He had to drop off something, but then I also said, well, Dad, I kind of got to talk to you. So
He knew what it was.
He was like, what's going on? So I told him, I was like, well, Dad, the guy that, that you have seen over here, that's actually my boyfriend. Like, I'm actually in a relationship with that.
Your boyfriend? Yeah. I'm just asking.
In the world? Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
Actually, I don't even know why the fuck I asked that.
Right.
Because first of all, we literally went somewhere together. He literally seen us hug all the time.
Yeah.
Well, we wasn't hugging all the time because we was respectful.
But
Plus, we slept in the same bed.
But gonna get on that later.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But when I told him, I mean, my heart was beating so hard, Jay, because it was just like, oh my God, is he gonna just throw him out? Is he gonna try to fight me? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know.
Oh, now that's some nigga shit.
They
gonna fight you,
right? Like, I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect. I felt like that little kid, like that's my dad. Like, how is he gonna, And he just took it a whole completely different way than I thought. He was just like, well, I mean, this is your life. You still my son. I still love you, regardless. I mean,
that's
is
a real
something
man do for everybody that wants an example.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He was just like, Cam, this is your life. You have to live your life. Now, am I a little disappointed? I mean, yeah, you my son, I
wanted you to be crushing some pussy. Woo!
Again,
let me stop playing for Miss Jackie.
Daddy, if y'all see this, I'm sorry for his potty mouth. But yeah,
I won't say that around y'all.
Basically,
that's what everybody be saying.
But at the end of the day, it felt so very, very, very good to hear my dad say, like, I still love you no matter what. Because it reminded me of the unconditional love that your parents have for you. So he was like, one other thing, he was like, you do realize you live your life, but you also have to understand that in living this lifestyle, it comes with certain things, and you have to
equip yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm. You have to be prepared that there are certain things and trials that are going to come your way. And I was just blown away. I mean, even after that, like, my ex had came around him, and like they actually had conversations like about fishing and stuff, and I'm just saying to myself, like,
yeah, baby, I don't fish.
I never would have known my dad would have a conversation with my boyfriend like
about
really?
Fishing.
Like this is
you
so
know what?
dope.
I was so actually happy that your dad was like so cool down there in Florida. Like, he's so cool. He doesn't talk much,
and
but when he does, he talks really. He spits words of wisdom every time he talks.
When this one, he went on vacation with us this year, and again, it just everything flowed so.
I thought your dad was gonna think I was a freeloader because I wasn't working.
No.
I'm thinking that I'm trying to like get Cam to be my sugar daddy or some shit.
And that's the crazy thing. Like the crazy thing about it is, another thing that I appreciate about my parents is they know that they have raised a smart guy.
Right.
They know that at the end of the day, yeah, some people may have tried me or may have tried to get over on me, but they know that I'm too smart for all that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, even when you went on vacation with us, I was kind of listening back to, like, even when we were, I forgot what fast food restaurant we were at, but when we were sitting at the tables outside, I don't think it was Burger King.
We weren't sitting at no tables outside.
We were sitting at a table outside because we were talking, I remember, because we saw those lizards.
That was Dairy Queen.
We were still outside.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But it was crazy to hear my dad speak and tell, like, old stories, but like kind of talking to you about stuff. And I was just like, wow, like my dad speaking to him and stuff. And like,
I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if it's like an energy that's on me or not, but like I can always get somebody to talk about anything, like anything about their life. And I don't even have to per se ask. Like it's weird because even at
but see,
at DSW, I still get people to talk about their
but
life.
that's my
It's so weird.
but that's my dad. Period. Though, like my dad, when he does, as you said, when he does talk, is very like deep. It
Right,
make you
because
think about
we was
stuff.
having a conversation about condoms, giving your kids condoms.
Yeah, exactly. And that led to like little stories that he had like when we were growing up and stuff, and like what would happen. And I say all of that to say, for anyone that's listening, for anyone that feels like you don't want to come out to your parents because you think that they are going to cast you out or try to pray the gay out of you, or try to give you an exorcism or what. I mean, and I know this sounds crazy, but it's real. I've heard like stories about people trying to
And sending your kids to
exorcise.
gay camps.
Right. I've heard these stories trying to exorcise the gay out of the child, and it's just like at the end of the day, where am I saying that God is God's fault that I'm gay? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's a plan for my life and it's a plan for your life. Certain things are allowed to happen in your life for the general design of your life. By you condemning your child, kicking them out the door with nowhere to go, which can expose them to real sicknesses like HIV and AIDS and just death, period, getting shot or killed. All of that. What I'm saying is how these kids like be out on the street, haven't bathed, haven't taken a shower or anything, literally trying to find stuff to eat off the ground because they have no money or nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
But we have to figure out, why does religion matter so much when this is a person's life at stake? Like,
I get it.
Why should religion take over logic of thinking? Religion should never take over logic of thinking. Period.
Because to me, in Christianity, the first principle for me personally is love. And with that being said,
treat thy neighbor
love,
how you want to be treated. What the fuck
I fall under that, but the principle out of all that's been taught, the first thing that you have to do is love. And that falls into treat your neighbor as thyself, because you love yourself, don't you? So that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, how can you compare something, an experience that your child or your mom or your sister, your brother, your dad is going through? How can you treat an experience as, I can't love you no more?
Right.
Like, how can you do that to someone that you've pretty much known your whole life? I mean, does it make me a killer or a murderer?
It technically
Because...
Oh shit! I should have waited until you finished the thing. I was saying, like, it technically does. If you throw your kid out.
No, that's not what I'm about to say.
Know, but I was just
like,
I thought that was what you were going to say.
Does it make me a murderer for still living in my truth and loving who I'm attracted to love? Does that make me...
You just looked at me so crazy, too. Because you're like, bitch.
I know.
The way I looked at me is, bitch.
I was baffled. I was like... It made me a killer. Like, seriously. You calling me a killer? So what you saying is you trying to break up with me?
I'm just playing.
But no, but seriously, does that...
You was in distress.
You get on my nerves.
I love that. I love that so much.
But seriously, these are questions that you have to ask yourself. Like, does this mean that I'm a thief because I choose to live in my truth? Does this make me an abomination because my experience is me living in my truth.
But let's break down that word.
What word?
Abomination.
So, because my experience that I choose to love someone that has my same body parts, you are basically putting me in the same category with a child molester, with someone that kills a child on purpose and throws them in the oven and eats them.
Are you fucking talking about Jeffrey Dahmer?
I'm just saying.
I know.
Abomination. I'm just saying.
By the way, that's not funny. So,
like at the end of the day, like to put somebody, it baffles me because it's like you putting me in the same category as someone that's doing harm to someone else.
Right.
You know, and I really that's just not cool for me. I mean, we see it every day, like gangsters killing, shooting up baby mamas and babies and everything, and it's almost as if they get a pass over someone that just chooses to love someone they feel like loving.
Right. And it's just like Family Guy was saying. It was like, so two straight people who hate each other to death can get married, but two gay people that's been loving each other forever can't get married.
Yep.
And that was the episode where Brian was trying to get gay marriage, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know,
I mean, it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I know some people may feel like, well, how can you say you all pro gay and you can love who you want to love, but you have your reservations on marriage? I have my reservations on marriage because again, it's just something it's something I'm still struggling with as far as.
Are you worried about how like your God is gonna look at you?
A little bit. There's still one thing that I'm not sure on. I don't know. Something I have to journey through. I'm not saying I'm not open to it.
I know. I don't want to make it look like my face is just like so. Like, no, I'm so disappointed. But I'm just talking about the subject as a whole because I want to know. This is somebody I feel like spending my whole entire life with. So of course I want to know what the person thinks about marriage.
Of course,
because
and I'm not.
Bitch, we gonna be together. Shit, we might as well be married.
Right, and I totally get it. But it's just one thing. Just me personally, I'm just sharing my my feelings. Like that's one thing that I still have to journey through and grow because right now in my heart I don't feel comfortable marrying a man right now. To be honest, I don't feel comfortable marrying anyone.
Now, why do you not feel comfortable marrying?
Why do I not feel comfortable marrying a man or anyone?
A man.
I don't know. I mean, I guess part of me feels like, let's say for instance, if I'm just completely ready, right? And for me, if I'm talking about marriage, like I want everybody there, you know what I'm saying? So for me, marriage, the main thing is the bond between two people that love each other, but also it's a time to share your mate with everyone, you know what I mean? Let the world know, hey, this is who I'm marrying, this is and I can honestly, I can't say that everyone is gonna,
Okay, and the ones who don't, fuck them.
And like I said, I get it.
Because everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but
right.
Sometimes your opinion is not needed.
And
it's like,
yeah,
it's love will always win. But
right, and I totally get it.
I'm not knocking what you're saying. You get what I'm saying. Like I'm just elaborating on what you said.
The crazy thing about it, I would go hard for like somebody else that's like, I want to get married, but I'm unsure. I would say, I would tell them, if you really know this is going to be the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, go for it. If people can't understand it, then oh well.
Right, you're supposed to get married, only get married one time. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah. But just for me, where I am right now in my life, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm completely open and comfortable with me.
Why are you not completely open with you?
I mean,
is it because of religion?
Religion may have a part in it, yeah.
But religion just put a big ass damper on. It has so much sway in how someone thinks, how someone acts on a daily basis, what you think is wrong, what you think is right. Now, some of the things is based in common sense on what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
But some of the stuff you gotta sit that shit down like a steak and let that shit marinate.
And that's basically what I'm doing. Right. I'm trying to let it marinate. Like, you know, I'm sharing this because at the end of the day, I also want the viewers to understand it's also okay to still be trying to figure it out. Yeah. Don't sit here and make a decision based on what your lover or what someone else wants you to do, because at the end of the day, when you do that, they're just as worse as the people that are telling you that being gay is wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have the knowledge. People can tell you this, that, and the third, but you have to be comfortable enough with yourself, and your relationship with the higher power has to be to a point where you make your own choices and know what's the best choice to make for yourself. And like I said, so far right now, I feel like for the most part I know myself, but I'm still trying to figure other things out too along the way. I mean, again, for a long time, even though I told my heart that I wanted a relationship, but it took me a long time, because every time someone, even, you know, I didn't experience all bad. You know, there were some good guys that I've experienced, but when it started getting deep, I ran. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. You know, it felt uncomfortable. I didn't know what it felt like to live with someone, paying bills together, going on actual dates, you know, doing all this, and we didn't establish like an actual friendship first, if that makes sense.
Did we establish a friendship first?
I mean, we were cool, but we weren't just like, oh, bro, what's up? You know, this my guy right here, you know? Like, it wasn't anything like that.
You know what? I ain't even gonna say that. I ain't gonna expose you.
You have been exposing me all night,
First
so
of all,
you might as well.
If we're really gonna go there, I expose you and Shannon. I'm sorry.
But yeah, like, so almost in closing, because it looks like we only have a couple more minutes.
We have 2.
And I don't know, do you think we can get everything out in this session, or should we make this 2 parts?
What else more did you want to say, honey?
I mean, I feel like,
cause we can make a second part and just, you know, keep it going on here.
Yeah.
You want to make 2 parts?
Yeah.
Okay, so to close out this one, you did everything, child. Well, we gonna make a second part.
Right. Okay. So basically, until we'll be back in a few moments, but just to kind of let it marinate with you,
and it's gonna be...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just making sure that whatever choice you decide, whether it's to live in your truth, you're attracted to the same sex, you attracted, you know, to the same sex and the other sex, you know, you have to make what is best for you in your life.
Right.
You can appease your parents, but at the end of the day, whatever they tell you, I mean, whatever you decide, you're going to be held accountable for your life.
Right. As long as you ain't breaking the law, bitch.
Right. You know, so, like, definitely, I understand sometimes it gets to a point where you've been taught that fear, so it's just like, well, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, but definitely do what you can and live in your truth. On that note, we'll be back, because I also want to, we talked about the L and the G, but we didn't talk about the T in LGBT.
Ooh, so part 2, and on that note, I thank y'all so much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Our channel is The Jam Couple.
The Jam Couple, child.
That's correct.
It's The Jam Couple with the exclamation mark.
Right, correct, yes.
And we on all of the podcasts. Links will be down below. We're
Yes.
on all of the podcast links below.
Yeah.
Is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And on that note, we will see y'all next episode of part 2. Peace out.